This is the BK Lounge Podcast. Welcome to laughs, love, and crazy debates by your two favorite hosts, Burt and Kenny. Join us in talks about military life, relationships, golf life, and so much more. Your new favorite place to come hang out on Sundays. Introducing the BK Lounge Podcast, a Burt's Beat Studios production. And now your hosts, Burt and Kenny.
Well, hello, everybody.
Hello.
Happy Saturday.
It is Saturday.
No Sunday podcast today.
Nope.
We're early.
Doing it early.
We're doing it early and we're doing it live.
We're doing it live.
But happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Easter weekend for those who do celebrate.
Yeah.
Welcome in.
Happy Easter Bunny Day.
Happy Easter Bunny. Did you get me an Easter basket?
No. Did you give me one?
Nope.
Nice.
Same page. Bring it in, brother.
Yeah, brother.
Can't stand you. No podcast tomorrow. Moved it up today. I head out of town tomorrow for a bachelor party in Texas. Kenny's got to work in the morning. I fly out in the evening. So we definitely wanted to get one out to you guys this week, as we've been not so great with all sorts of stuff popping off, chaos erupting, as it normally does. But happy Saturday, April 19th, episode 19.
Episode 19th.
Episode 19th.
Easter weekend. We're one away from 20.
One away from 20. Crazy to think about, frankly.
Are you so excited for your bachelor party? It's going to be crazy wild.
Yeah, I think we're all at the age now where it is not crazy and wild. I was talking to my barber about it, and he's like, oh, what's everybody's plan? Like, what are you guys going to do? And I was like, honestly, we're all kind of at the age now where I think we have one night where we're planning on going out after dinner, and then we're just going to stay in the Airbnb. He's like, yep, that's my kind of bachelor party. And I was like, yeah, I showed him the place. He's like, that's outrageous. We're staying in this huge house on a lake outside of Austin. It's got pickleball, tennis courts, a boat dock, game room. There's a 900 square foot detached gym, which is...
You're going
to
lift the weights?
Yeah, I'm going to get huge on this bachelor party.
Ooh.
I'm going to get huge. But no, I'm excited. I'm excited to see everybody, obviously. Since moving down here, everyone's back up north, so...
I know, you haven't seen any of them since the wedding in September.
Well, no, when I went up to drill in between, I saw a couple of the boys.
Couple of the boys.
But not for long, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Fly out Sunday, come home Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little couple number. Weather looks terrible, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Thunderstorms.
Yeah, that's not good.
Thunderstorms. But we have plenty to do inside the house, and we might do a little exploring if it does rain, and we got dinner plans. We're gonna go to Topgolf one night.
Yeah?
Yep.
Nice.
Should be fun. Are you excited to have the house to yourself for 5 days?
I won't have the house to myself for 9 days, or 5 days, or however many days.
Oh, because your dad and then your sister.
Yeah.
You have a couple of days, right? Here and there.
2 to 3.
2 to 3?
Yeah.
2 to 3 days. Are you excited to have the house to yourself for 2 to 3 days?
I wish it was more.
Okay. But are you excited about at least having 2 to 3 days by yourself?
I mean, after the last time I was home alone, no. But it will be good. I have Monday off.
Oh, that's good.
So I'll get to have a day off alone.
Yep.
That's exciting to me.
You got any plans?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Don't worry about what I'm going to do.
Oh, my God. You're ridiculous.
No. I don't know yet. The world's my oyster. I really need to finish some of my work for my PGA stuff.
Yep.
I'm hopefully going to crank that out in the next couple of days. I know you're streaming tonight, so I'll probably work on it while you're in here yelling at Bobby for God knows what, doing who knows what.
Yep, absolutely.
But yeah, so for those that have listened to the past couple of podcasts that we've done, is we've had a lot going on.
Yeah.
And it all revolves around different stuff, and we were talking about it before we got on here, and we were actually not going to go live because...
We were just going to, with it being Saturday, we were just going to pre-record it, have it post for Sunday at 6 when we normally do.
But we haven't really been engaging with all of our listeners.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about what's going on with everybody else. We're getting into the summer season. It's, nice for those that are starting to feel summer.
Yep.
I know back home they're starting to feel a little spring.
A little spring. They got snow last week, so.
Yep. My brother got snow in Montana a couple days ago. But, really biggest thing is just seeing what everybody's got going on and what we're looking forward to. We spent the morning up at the boat, actually.
Yep.
And it was nice.
It was beautiful out. It was I can't wait for those days more and more. Mm-hmm. I love those days.
That's why I got my blanket. I'm cold now, but I was hot.
Yeah, we worked. We scrubbed the outside of the boat. We scrubbed the inside of the boat. Mm-hmm. We had a bunch of pollen, all in the bottom base of lined everything since we had put the seat covers on it, which were great. We labeled those too. Yep,
labeled those today.
Yep.
But I keep thinking about it. It's actually so funny. So we're cleaning it, and as anybody that lives near a lake or has a boat, if you leave it sitting on a dock for so long, you get a lot of spider webs.
Oh, yes.
And so we're knocking them down. I'm not a big fan of spiders. I'm not paranoid about them, but I'm I don't understand why you exist. But we're kind of slowing down on the cleaning process. You start cleaning the outside.
Yep.
And I'm standing there and I'm kind of looking around.
You're hosing down the inside of it.
Yeah, I'm hosing down the floor on the inside. And I'm I feel something. I lift up my arm and it's a massive spider.
Long legs on this guy.
And it's not a daddy long leg. I wouldn't freak out, but this spider was terrifying. And I'm I scream, and I don't even see what I'm doing. And I literally turn the hose, the hose is in my hand, and I spray.
I get soaked, across my chest. I'm what is going on? She's there's a spider, get it. Is it still on me? And I'm starting to look, and it was on her butt. And then she starts freaking out again.
I literally, put my ass over the edge. And I'm get it!
Yeah, and it was, crawling around, so I barely could get it, and I got it with a wipe. And we're right next to the gas dock. And there was 3 or 4 boats in there. Everyone's starting to laugh. Someone said, "Oh, there was a spider on her," and I'm wet across the chest from the hose.
Do you imagine I get you right to the face?
I'm glad it was at least not my face. It was funny, and then I threw the wipe at her, and she was "It's not dead," and she gave it back to me, and I crushed it, and it then died.
Yep.
R.I.P.
Yep.
R.I.P.
But yeah, so.
Boat's clean. We said, hey, let's take it for a quick little jaunt. Let's dry it off. It's beautiful. Uh-huh. We too slowly exit the dock because I'm always afraid of whiskey throttling it and just doing something bad. And I always go too slow at times. And today we had a little bit of wind, and it just kept pushing the nose of the boat in the opposite direction that I was going and drifting us to one side. And I not low-key, started to freak out a little bit. And and Kenny just says, give it more throttle. I gave it more throttle, and it kicked right around. It was fine. But I get nervous.
You get so panic. And we've done it enough at this point where I'm just have some confidence in yourself. Just do it.
I know, because we've done it a ton of times.
Because he's like, I can't get it. We're just blowing into the boats. And I said, yeah, because you're in neutral. I don't, at this point.
I barely gave it anything. Barely gave it any gas.
And he's just babying it. And I'm throw it around. Bring the nose back around.
Then sure enough, I gave a little bit more. The nose came right around and we left. Everything was fine.
And so, yeah. But we get out there and moral of the story is we've been kind of going through it. We've had some ups and downs with just all of the things that are ours.
Existing.
Our home, our car, our now boat. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with the boat.
There's nothing wrong. It's just
it's just
when it's raining again.
Yeah, because at the point that we finished cleaning, we're oh well, there's still time for us to take a little ride around and first time bringing it out of the season. So
we had it winterized. They did a X amount of hour inspection on it last month. So we're sweet, let's go. We cleaned it. Let's take it for a little spin.
And we get up, like, out. We're probably, like, 3/4 of a mile from the marina. And it starts, like...
It, like, slowed down, like, kind of... It didn't throw us, but, like, you could feel it, like, bog down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, immediately put it into neutral. And I was like, what was that? And it almost felt like, at one point last summer, we were, like, slow cruising along shore, and we caught the prop on the ground, and it kind of did that same, like, drag. And I'm like, I wonder if we just dragged it, or something's around the prop. So we turn it off, lift the prop out of the water, and Kenny was like, nope, nothing around it, it's fine. So I was like, strange. Put it back down, started it back up, started to go again, and it would like randomly bog down and then go, and then bog down and go, and I'm like, I don't like this. Immediately turned around, we started going back in.
But, like, the thing with it, like, and granted, boats are... I mean, it's just like driving a car, and, like, you get to a point in your life where you're comfortable. Like, you get into a car, you don't even think twice about it, you're moving. You're not at that point with a boat.
Like, yes and no. Like, with stuff like that, absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not.
But, like, your check engine light comes on, you're going to feel a little bit more, like,
right.
I got this, I can get home.
Right.
Yeah. With a boat, you start to panic. And anything that has to do with a boat that, like, isn't perfect to a T,
right.
You're like...
Hate it. Because I immediately think, okay, the engine's about to die. We're going to be drifting into an island, into a rock, into a giant sign that's in the middle of the water, somebody's beach. Like, I need to get this boat back ASAP. And
for anybody that doesn't know, we have a new boat.
Yeah. It has 40 hours on it.
Yeah. It doesn't even have 100 hours on the engine. Like, it's a new boat. Our engine wasn't going to blow. So it's like, but he's like, call the marina, tell him to get the people. And I look at him, I was like, what?
Because my thought was like, okay, I know it's windy in the slip. If all of a sudden we get back there and there's really no power to it and we start drifting towards the other boats, I want them at the end to at least help catch it.
And we were at the marina all day. And there was probably 15 employees on the 2 surrounding docks of our dock.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
So it's like, I don't need to call them and be like, hey, we're coming in, dead engine, our boat's about to blow. No. But he's like, what if the engine gives out? And I'm like, once we get closer, we'll know. And I'm just thinking, like, I grew up on a boat.
Right, I did not.
I grew up on a boat. My dad taught us how to winterize, emergency situations. He literally, all in all, taught us everything inside and out of a boat. And so I'm thinking, and I'm like, well, how did they winterize our boat? Because we ran it last time, but we didn't run it with the prop in the water. We ran it to get...
the prop was down.
Prop was down?
Yep.
Well, when we did it, there was no throttle to it. It was neutral, like...
Just idling.
And so I'm like, how did they winterize it? And so I'm thinking, and I'm like, there has to be water in our fuel. Because I'm like, it's not even a matter. I was like, it's not a consistent. I asked him, I was like, at what RPMs are we starting to slow down? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, put the throttle on.
Well, there was no like specific like level of throttle that it did it at. Like I pushed it forward to like try to go faster to see if it would like clean it out or something. And it was still doing it. I let off the throttle. It was still doing it. And it wasn't like you said, it wasn't like super consistent. It was just like every once in a while it would kind of drag and you could feel the vibration like in the seat, in the steering wheel, in the throttle.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, it's probably water. And I was like, okay, we'll get it back. We'll figure it out. And we did. And we docked it just fine. I was freaking out, thinking like, oh, there's going to be a lot of wind like there was. There wasn't even a lot of wind at all. It was just a little bit of wind. And you're in a minivan of a boat.
Right.
So it's just catching it. Docked it fine. She called her dad. He gave us some input, some thoughts.
I was like,
what it probably was.
I was like, do you think it's just like the fuel? Like, is it bad fuel or is there water in it? And he was like, pull up the invoice on how they winterized it. And they didn't put...
Yeah, there wasn't much information.
It honestly, they just did it for the lines, but there was already fuel in the boat.
Right.
And we hadn't taken it out since the fall. And he was like, you just got to run that fuel out or drain it. And he was like, I wouldn't recommend draining it, just,
Right.
get some stuff to put into it. It's going to, you know, evaporate that water out of the fuel, and then it will kind of push its way out.
So we went to the shore store at our marina, got some fuel stabilizer, threw that in there, let it run for a little while. I'm going to call the people that, you know, got our boat ready for winterization and the inspection, just to let them know, get their input, and kind of take it from there. But thankfully, we don't think, you know, based off of what we know and what we've been told and all that kind of stuff, we don't think it's anything crazy, thankfully.
Yeah.
Probably just a little bit of water in there because it's not getting all that juice. It's getting watered down juice.
Yeah.
It needs that juice to purr. She'll be purring in no time.
Yeah. So.
But the boat looks great. We did a great job. We did a good job. I got a little wet, but that's all right.
Yep. We got a little pub sub.
Yep, got a pub sub.
Yep. Some fruit.
Drank. It was good. It was a good day. I love those days. Like, I could putter around the boat all day.
Yeah.
All day. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, but it was dirty.
Yeah, it was.
It was
between
very
the pollen and like the bugs and the spiders, that's the worst part. And our boat is black and gray, so it shows everything on the sides. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, the seats are like a tan, like a beige.
It shows everything this time of year.
Yeah.
But like, if anybody knows Lake Norman or any southern lake that's like, I would say North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, you got clay. Like, our ground is clay everywhere. So our lakes are clay. When you have a lot of movement,
just stirs it up.
It stirs it up. And so it gets super dirty. And if we had, like, we saw the same boat that we have in a white at the fuel dock today, and we're like, that looks good. But I'm like, in this lake in August, that boat looks terrible.
Probably, yeah.
Just like the splashback of mud water.
Right. Because, I mean, there was one day we went to an island, beached the boat, and we were, like, sitting on the shore. We came home, got out of our bathing suits, and realized, like, the white liner of my bathing suit and the white interior liner of her bathing suit was, like, red, brown from just the water. Yeah. So our tunes are covered in it. The prop is covered in it. Thankfully, we've got someone that's gonna clean up the tunes for us. We're going to try to do that once a year, just because we keep it on the lake year-round, and
yeah,
it's clay. That clay's nasty.
It is nasty.
That is nasty. But yeah, we've got kind of a corner of chaos. We're still trying to figure out the housing situation of what we want to do. We found a house that we like, but we can't view it until the very end of next month, and like a week and a half later, this lease is up. So we're not sure if we apply for it, and then it's ours no matter what. Because if we don't like it, we don't get our money back, and we either lose our deposit or we stay with it. But we did a drive-by. We like the photos. We don't know.
I mean, I never saw this house. This house that we live in, I never even saw it.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
It worked out.
I mean, we have, I guess, in that sense, we have more information than you did with this one. Right. And it's with a really good rental company that we really enjoy. Yeah.
I actually was looking at them while you were in the bathroom before we started the podcast.
Oh, yep.
They have one in Denver. Beautiful house. Incredible house.
Way too far from everything, I assume?
Way too far and expensive, but it's a nice house. Yep. But yeah, so the biggest thing for us is kind of engaging in what everybody else has going on. I don't know if it's the moon.
Yeah.
If it's the universe. Is
it just our luck?
Are we crazy that we're just kind of like going through it right now?
Do y'all have chaos going on? If so, and you want to share, please let us know. Like, what do y'all got going on?
Yeah.
We talk about what we always have going on. We want to know what y'all have going on.
Exactly. Biggest thing for us is the past couple weeks of us talking about, I was like, our podcast, the past 2 episodes has been a little bit depressing.
Yeah.
But we're on the up and up.
We're on the up and up. We're getting there. We'll figure it out. We always do. Seems like we aren't going to figure things out, but we always do.
Yeah. We did start a new show.
We did. The Lioness.
Lioness on Paramount.
Very good.
So good.
But the worst part about watching it with Kenny is, because she obviously works 14-hour days, we'll come home, eat, we might watch an episode while we eat, we'll get ready for bed, and then we'll start another episode, but she'll fall asleep like 15 minutes in, and I don't have the willpower to stop right when I know you fall asleep. So we'll end up finishing that episode, and then the next night we have to go back to where she fell asleep rewatch that, and then we might get another episode done.
Yeah. No, I broke a record
Yeah.
the other week.
She didn't even get through the intro credits.
Nope.
And I heard her snoring, and I was like, and that was one night I actually was like, all right, I'll turn it off.
Yeah, I'm just a tired girl.
Tired guy. You're working a lot. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I'm like just counting down the days till we leave for the wedding in June.
Yep.
I'm like, just get me away.
Yeah, we have a wedding in June back home in Vermont for our friends that are getting married. We'll be there for 3-4-ish days.
Mm-hmm.
Got to book flights for that. Not cheap into Vermont. Damn you, Vermont. But we're excited for that.
Should we do an Easter egg hunt?
Like, we hide eggs?
Yeah, do it at 5 a.m.
Let's do it. Be kind of fun. Would be interesting.
What would you put in an Easter egg?
For you? I don't know. I would need time to think on that. You know what I immediately thought of? Because I saw it on the counter? Pimple patches.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You would just put like individual patches?
No,
in?
I ain't gonna I don't even know how those work. Like, did you just peel it off and put it on kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd put like a little sheet of them in there or something. What would you
Into
put
an
in
egg?
Yeah, what would you put in an egg for me?
I don't know. Little zins.
Oh, okay. I ain't mad at that.
But I would get a bunch of different ones.
Oh, and I don't know the flavors of them. Would you put the wet ones in there?
No, I'm not going to import Swedish zins
Okay, good.
with wet, pre-wet.
Nasties.
Yeah.
Nasties. But yeah, summer's coming. I'm excited. I'm excited to be on the boat.
What are you most excited about?
I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to the wedding. You know, getting together with everyone is obviously always fun. Like thinking back to Kyle and Gabby's wedding in New Orleans, we had an awesome time. But honestly, random days off with you on the boat. Whether it's like, oh hey, I'm off Tuesday and boat day. Love those days. Love random boat days during the week.
Yeah.
What about you? What are you looking forward to most?
Ooh. I don't know.
I know one thing that I'm looking forward to also is your family being here.
Yeah. My family's moving. They're moving quick.
Yeah.
My father's coming down this week because he
Again.
has a job interview. He was here last week.
Week and a half.
No, last week.
Time flies when the world's on fire.
No, last week because we had the episode on Sunday and we dropped him off on Saturday.
That's right.
And my mom was still in Paris.
Yep.
He's coming back.
Coming back for a job interview, which is very exciting for him.
He was like, oh yeah, I'm flying back. And I'm like, why? And he was like, check the mail. I'm like, what's wrong with you? He's not checking the mail. He has a job interview.
Oh my goodness! But what are you guys looking forward to most about your upcoming summer? What do y'all love to do in the summer that you haven't been able to do, and you're looking forward to it the most? Because boat days for me are big. I love a good boat day. I love a good boat day.
Some people go camping.
Yep, I grew up camping since I could freaking remember. We started in tents, then we had a pop up, then we had a little tag along, then we had a travel trailer, fifth wheel. Dirt track racing. Boogity, boogity, boogity.
Racing.
Speaking of race, we got a race next month.
Yeah, the big 600.
Coca-Cola 600 with my parents. They're coming down to look at properties and houses and the Coca-Cola 600.
We might get them to move.
I was just thinking that. Yeah.
Move us.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's going to be right in the time frame. Bronco says my mom has a house in Hilton Head, South Carolina. We'll be able to leave the mountains of South Carolina, hit the beach, stay at mom's, and beach it for a couple of weeks. That sounds awesome.
I know. I would like to go back to the beach this year.
That does sound awesome.
There's good golf in Hilton Head, too.
We still have to plan our Pinehurst weekend.
I know.
I still want to see the mountains. You've talked a lot about the mountains.
I know. The mountains went through a lot, though.
I know.
Yeah.
But we're excited. The 600, I was talking to my dad about it this past week. We got I didn't get bleacher seats. We're in like a raised section that's all enclosed. and has like its own, like, it's kind of like box seats for like a hockey game, but it's like, it's not small boxes. It's like giant sections of it. And they came with pit passes, so we get to go down to the pits. My dad's stoked about that.
Is it air conditioned?
It is. It is.
For anybody that knows the South, it gets warm.
Yeah, and sitting on metal bleachers, if it's hot, you'll cook. But pit passes for practice before,
Yep.
parking, like, I'm excited. I haven't been to a race. I don't know if I've ever told you this, I have a terrible track record of going to races as a child.
What do you mean?
I would always get sick. My dad got us tickets to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We went, we got there early, saw practice. Like, I got some lug nuts from some race cars, thought it was so cool.
You just had like a Ziploc bag of
No,
lug
my
nuts.
pockets were full of lug nuts.
What the hell?
And then right before, I don't even know how old I was, but I was pretty young. Right before the race starts, guess what I do? I shit my pants. I shit my pants.
You shit in your pants.
Yeah, and I was like, Dad, I don't feel good. And he's like, all right, well, let's clean you up, get into some new clothes. Got into some new clothes. I was like, Dad, I don't feel good. I want to go home. And I made him go home. As the green flag was waving, we walked out, and he listened to the race on the way home.
You feel bad about yourself.
I do.
To this day?
To this day.
You should.
He brings it up. He's like, yep, green flag waved. We were leaving.
And for anybody that doesn't know, Stacy Riley loves him a race.
Loves nasty. He loves racing. He grew up racing, going to races with my grandfather, Burt. Another one. Racetrack at home. We went to a race. I was like, I don't feel good.
Thunder Road?
Thunder Road. We used to go all the time. I was like, I don't feel good. I really don't feel that great. And some lady behind us had like Tums. I was like, my stomach hurts. Popped in some Tums. I was like, Dad, I need to go to the bathroom. Stepped out of the stone bleachers that you sit on. Got right to the stairs. Got to the very top of the stairs. Booted right at the top of the stairs. Ask my dad about my track record with going to races.
I'm not gonna be messing around with any of that.
Yeah, so I need to watch my diet or something around race time. I don't know if it's like the fumes, the cigarettes, racing food. I don't know what it is. But I have a bad track record of going to races.
Did you eat anything?
I don't remember. Like I said, I was so young.
You shit your pants and you threw up.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
That's so gross.
Yeah. So I don't know what I could possibly do at this race, but hoping the air condition, if my belly does hurt, helps.
Do you have IBS?
No.
Yeah, you do.
Can you imagine 31 years old, go to a race with you and my parents, and I shit myself? Could happen.
31 years old and you shit your pants just at a racetrack and you tell your dad that we need to leave and your belly hurts.
I can't. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm like, before the race starts, and be like, Dad, I don't feel good, just to see what he says. He'll lose his mind. He'll say, okay, take an Uber. You're grown.
You're grown. I don't care. I don't care.
Oh, I can't wait to do that to him. That's gonna be funny.
I don't know if anybody knows this, but like I have a massive phobia of throw up.
Yeah. Yep. We've had like conversation, like dogs throw up. Hey, Bo or Nash threw up. Come get it.
Yeah. Well, what was it? There was something I was heaving on the back porch. I think it was Bo. I think Bo threw up, and he like continued to throw up, and I can't even talk about it. I literally am gonna gag, but he goes like back to it because he doesn't even know what it is.
Yeah. And
I'm like, you gotta come and take care of this. And I open our sliding glass door, and I'm on the back porch, and I am dry heaving. I've gotten better a little bit. I don't know. I've gone like ebbs and flows of like really like sensitive to certain things.
Well, sensitive, like in the morning you'll be like coughing, and you'll dry heave.
Yeah, it's like ugh.
But we had the conversation of like, oh, if you're sick and somehow don't make it to somewhere where you can throw up, like, am I expected to clean up your throw up? And the answer was what? yes, you're going to pick up my throw up. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, because we were talking with Britt and Kyle, and when she was in her first trimester, she had the worst. It wasn't even morning sickness; it was all day sickness.
Just sick.
And Kyle was making her really good foods and whatever, and what was it, asparagus? Something like that. And she threw up everywhere. She just walked away, and Kyle picked it up, and
yeah.
we went over a couple nights after, and we were talking about it, and he was like, I would do that for you. And I was like, I would not do that for you.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, so if I'm sick, like so sick where I throw up and I am just that down bad, if I throw up in the hallway, I have to pick up my own puke. And she's like, yep, 100%. I was like, okay, all right.
We ain't messing around like
now,
that.
Now we know. Kenny throws up, I got to pick it up. What? We're just airing out throw up here. And shit in pants and...
You talked about,
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I have a track record. Okay, what's your track record? I shit my pants.
No, I've only actually... Times that I can recall other than being a child, I've only shit my pants 3 times.
As an adult?
Not as an adult. Last time I shit my pants, I was 15.
25?
15.
You never know.
You never know.
Some people do it.
Some people do it often. I don't know. Do they?
Ask Katie.
Katie poops herself?
I don't know.
Dang, Katie.
That's between
wild.
her and God.
Oh my gosh.
No. She's gone through it. But she was vegetarian. She's not vegetarian anymore.
That'll mess you up. I remember having wings from RJ's after I was vegan with the guys.
How'd that work out?
Didn't feel great.
You didn't shit your pants?
Didn't shit my pants. Definitely shit, but not my pants.
You never know.
Never. You don't know. When the shit witch knocks.
You
better answer.
You better be answering.
You better be answering.
Yeah.
Now we got the poop talk out of the way. That was just a rampage that I didn't think I would ever go on a podcast.
You started
I know, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That'll make a few clips, huh?
What, you pooping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just a lot going on. Summer's coming. Families are coming down, moving, visiting. We've got travel. It's just kind of like a hot mess right now with everything that happened with the termites and the back windshield. House hunting is, again, we've got one that we like, but again, we can't view it until the 27th. And they tell us, like, hey, if you apply now, get selected, get approved, deposit goes down. If we don't like it when we view it, they either keep it and we have to find another house through them, or we lose out. And thankfully nobody's applied for it yet. And I think it's because you can't view it for so long, but they're like, we have plenty of people that apply without seeing it in person. So if you are genuinely serious about it, apply. So that's just, now we have to figure out again if we want to apply or not. And I feel like we need to do it before I leave for Texas if we are going to apply.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know.
I've been wanting to go to a baseball game.
We should go to one.
Yeah.
The one in the city. What's the team again?
Charlotte Knights.
The Knights. Yep.
I kind of just want a hot dog.
We almost got hot dogs today, but...
They were crazy hot dogs.
Yeah,
I bet you they were good.
I bet they were too. It was just too much. I just wanted just like a plain Jane hot dog.
They were very gluttonous.
It was a Venezuelan hot dog stand. And every hot dog that they had listed, I bet I could have just asked for a regular hot dog. But they had...
potato sticks.
Yeah.
Ketchup.
Mayo, mustard, like shredded cheese on it, and something else. Like, it was a lot. And that was like their most basic hot dog.
Yeah. No.
But Nate asked, what's up in Texas? Bachelor party for a good friend of ours who's getting married in June. So a bunch of us guys are headed to just outside of Austin for a handful of days to hang out, have some fun, enjoy Texas. And
where would you want to go?
For my bachelor party?
Mm-hmm.
I have what I think is a great idea in my head. What do you think I would want as my bachelor party? Like, what would I want to do during my bachelor party? Because I think it's an easy one.
Like get a lake house somewhere?
I'm between two. Lake house somewhere or casino.
Yeah.
Casino, like golf weekend, something like that. Lake house with a boat, something like that. Like, I'm not into the traditional bachelor parties.
Right.
Like, I would never be like, hey, let's go to Vegas, go to all these clubs. Like, no. Like, I love what we're doing this weekend or this week, where it's like we're going to go out one night after dinner. Love that. Get a little taste of the nightlife, and then just have the rest of the week to just chill. But I'd love to go to, like, one of the big casinos that have a couple of golf courses on them for just a weekend, really. I don't need anything crazy.
Like where?
Maybe...
Like, what's your dream casino?
Dream casino? I'd love to go to Atlantic City. I've never been to Atlantic City. Not for the golf, obviously, but the...
That's terrible.
Yeah. Rivers Casino. They have some nice casinos up in New York around some golf courses. I'm blanking on the one that I've been to. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's on an Indian reservation in New York. Oh, what the heck is it? I can't remember the name of it, but they have like 2 or 3 golf courses attached to it, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's kind of tucked away, like there's nothing around it, so it's a nice weekend there. They have like Turning Stone. That's what it is. Turning Stone Casino. They have like 5 or 6 restaurants, like 8 or 10 bars. They have, all sorts of pools. They've got obviously the casino, 2 or 3 2 golf courses on property, and then another one off property. And they have like the towers. They've got, a motel, hotel. There's a camping section. Like, it's this and it's in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's nothing around it. Something like that. Leave on a Thursday, come home on a Sunday or a Monday, play some golf, gamble, eat good food. Would love that. What about you? What would you do for your bachelorette party? You're definitely not like hey, we're going and all wearing cowgirl hats and cowgirl boots, and we're going to Nashville, and we're going to ride the pedal bikes, and we're going to have a big old party bus. I can't see you doing that at all.
No.
But I'm like, again, I'm not traditional. Oh, hey, we're going to the strip club. I don't have anything about me that's like, yeah, let's go to the strip club.
Strip joint. Heck
If it's got a good steak, maybe.
You're gonna need a steak at a strip joint?
Some strip clubs have the best steaks ever.
I wouldn't go that far.
What would you do for yours?
Strip club.
Strip club?
Yeah.
Montreal?
No, that's what my sister did. Yeah, that was crazy.
What would you do for yours?
I don't know. I think about, like, the girls that would be at my bachelorette party. And it's such a mosh posh of people.
Yeah, I can see that. Yep.
So, I don't know. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm very, like, low-key.
Right. Like, I think of, like, on the beach somewhere on the ocean. Like a beach house for 3-4 days.
Right.
Just chill, make dinner, go out to eat, maybe go out one night. But, again, nothing crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I do like Charleston. I like Hilton Head area, especially if being around here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
I just have such a mosh posh people.
Mm-hmm.
If it's Jess, my sister, I think of Mariah.
Yeah. Yeah. Where some people would love to go out every night and some people wouldn't even want to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
My sister.
Oh, I can see Katie getting down.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know. That's a lot. I mean, to think about, but I would be fine with whatever.
Yeah.
As long as, like, everybody else was, like, having a good time. I would want, like, a big place where, like, we could all just, like, hang out.
Yep.
Somewhere with, like, a pool, maybe a beach house. And
yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, I literally think of like where us guys are going. Like it's on a lake. It's got a pool, like a couple of different outdoor areas, like perfect just veg spot. Because like when we went to Nashville with my sister and my best friend Tommy and my cousin, like we got a terribly small, like not nice Airbnb because we were like, oh, we're just gonna be out constantly, and we kind of we were there for too long. We stayed there for too long, and we came back and we're like, man, like this Airbnb is so small. And I think of again, like if you get a nice Airbnb with the anticipation of being out all the time, it's not worth it. But with the mindset of just chilling and vibing, like spend the money on a nice Airbnb.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about dual bachelor and bachelorette parties?
I don't hate the idea. I actually went to one for Savannah when she got married. My biggest thing is the warm-up stage, in the sense of like when I went to hers, I only knew like 3 people out of like the 10 that went there. So like kind of the warm-up stage and like, you know, getting to know everybody was a little weird at first, like trying to feel the vibes or whatever. But I really enjoyed it. Like there were times where us guys went and did something and the girls went and did something. We all met up for dinner. You know, the girls went out. We ended up having a fire. We all came, you know, we went swimming on the lake or like whatever it was. Like I didn't hate it. I thought it was just like was my first one. I was like, is this going to be cringy? Like, is this going to be weird? Not at all. It was awesome. What are your thoughts on it?
I don't know. Depends.
Yeah, I think it would definitely have to be done where, again, like there's, like, hey, the girls are going to go for the whole day. The girls are going to go do this. Guys are going to go do that.
Yeah.
We meet up for dinner, go out for drinks or whatever, something like that. Or
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I'm not against it.
Yeah, no, my sister's was a long weekend up in Montreal, and we actually went to this, like, awesome spa.
Yeah.
I would go back to that spa. But that was a lot of fun. We did dinner, but we were there for 3 days, I think. And there was a lot of girls in an Airbnb that couldn't fit all of the girls.
Yep.
And it wasn't a small Airbnb. It was like a townhouse, 3 levels, but
Yeah.
yeah, no. I ended up sleeping with her 2 best friends. And I was like, this is
Not
sweet.
ideal.
And there was the 3 of us in a queen size bed.
Oh, God. I think about the 2 of us with 2 dogs in a queen-size bed. It makes me want to jump out a window.
Yep. Yeah, no, if there's a queen size bed and we are staying somewhere, if it's my sister's Airbnb or an Airbnb or...
Anywhere we have to stay, we're sleeping separate.
Yeah.
We tried it. Like, I can't sleep. Like, even I thought about this the other day. Like, if you're laying on your side and you're facing me and I want to roll over and face you, I don't. I'm too self-conscious about it in the sense of, like, I don't want to snore on your face, like, sneeze mid-sleep. Like, I'm very hyper-aware when I'm sleeping of, like, what's around me. Very, very hyper-aware. That's why, like, in the queen-size bed with you and 2 dogs, like, I feel like I'm like this, and I can't get comfortable, and I can't lay one way because the dogs are there or you're there.
You need to get over yourself.
And I can't just sleep.
You need to get over yourself. I'll sleep anywhere.
Right. Exactly.
I'll face whatever way I need to face.
Yeah. Just hyper aware.
But I get it. I fall asleep and I'm usually facing you.
Yep.
And then when I wake up, I'm usually facing the other side.
Yep. Because what you'll do is you'll start snoring, you'll choke yourself awake, and then you'll roll over.
Okay.
Yeah. But what if some of you guys who...
We've both been snoring a lot lately.
I've been snoring a lot?
Yes.
Oh, dang.
You'll snore in the morning when I'm getting ready, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, is he alive? And then you're like, I'm like,
oh,
I don't know if it's you or the dogs.
Might be Nash.
It's not.
That dog can snore. But what if some of our viewers who are with us live on Twitch right now, what have you all done for your bachelor or bachelorette parties? I'm always curious. Some people go crazy.
Some people go
Some people are like,
wild.
we're going to Vegas for 3 nights. We're going out every single night. We're hitting the strip clubs. We're hitting the blackjack tables. And that's where, like, movies are made out of. And then other people will do Jack and Jill's, or they'll just veg out, or they'll go out one night in the town that they live in. To each their own. I'm always curious what people do. Because I haven't been to many. When my sister got married, we went to the bowling alley. And then went downtown. And I was underage, so I was driving everyone. And it was wild.
Riveting.
Yeah. The bowling alley, they did fireball shots at the bowling alley. And then we went downtown, and it didn't last long.
No.
It did not last long.
No.
My dad, he's going to yell at me for this. We were in Dave and Julie's minivan. I was driving everyone around. My dad booted out of the front passenger seat.
He's gonna kill you.
He's going to kill me, yeah.
I think they're listening.
Streaked the side of Dave and Julie's minivan. My mom had to go out at like midnight and like wash it down with like bottles of water.
Oh, that's terrible.
I think that was payback because I was driving, because we went to a wedding one time camping. I got way too drunk and my parents were driving, and I booted down the side of his truck.
That's terrible.
Yeah, sorry, Dad. But, yeah. Oh, there he is. Hey, now. It's a good story.
I told you.
Yeah.
The sneaky guy in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I don't know. I think, like...
I also think if I was younger, if this question was asked to me 10 years ago, I'd probably have a very different answer. I'd probably want to go out and drink all the time.
Yeah, we don't really drink that much.
We don't.
Anxiety.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no. People go crazy for that.
Some people do. Literally. They make movies after it. Or you hear stories of people just going absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, could not be me.
Yeah.
Could not be me.
I know. It's just that time of year where we have a bunch of weddings or...
Yep. Trips and
stuff like
visitors and work and boat and all sorts of stuff. But I'm excited for summer.
Yeah.
And my mom says, and who was the one that cleaned the side of the truck when I booted? Robin. Went out there that night with bottles of water again. Cleaned my dad. I think my dad's truck was brand new at the time. I didn't say anything. We were in like these windy mountains. Just rolled down the window and started yakking.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, I got all of my brand new suit and everything.
Ugh.
Yeah.
How old were you?
God. 22. Maybe 21. Oh, maybe even older. I don't know.
You're like 30?
No, this was quite a few years ago.
It was last year.
No, this was quite a few years ago. No, it's because when Remy was a puppy. So, yeah, I was probably 21 or 22. Because Remy was back at the place. My dad ended up sleeping on the couch with Remy on his chest until I sobered up enough to get into bed. And then he left because I was in a cabin.
Yeah, because you were 20... Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I love weddings. Frankly, I wish we had more weddings. I freaking love weddings.
What would you want your wedding to look like?
What would I want my wedding to look like? Classy, nothing upscale, not a potluck. But I want it to be...
How would any of those things...
My old boss that I used to work for years ago in the Air Force.
Pollock, everybody bring their crock pot. And...
Yes, he had a crock pot like wedding. Like everyone went to his house, brought a dish, and they got married in their backyard. Like not looking for that.
But did you officiate that one?
No, this was my old boss. Old boss. I want it to be... It's going to sound cheesy. I want it to be an experience. I don't want it to be like a boring... run-of-the-mill wedding. Like we went to Pete and Lori's wedding at Waterworks. They closed it down. They had an incredible DJ who wasn't like, some 18-year-old kid working for a company like I used to. Like they had a good DJ. And when I say nobody left the dance floor all night long, like I want it to be like people leave and they're like, that wasn't a wedding, that was a party. That was awesome. Like I don't want it to be like, oh, hey, the Macarena's on, and then like everyone gets up, does the Macarena, and like sits down, and it's like...
I'll never have any sort of dance like that.
Yeah, it's just like, I want it to be... I don't want it to be a run-of-the-mill wedding. I want it to be something that people are like, that was awesome. That was a really good time.
I think about that with Katie and Justin's wedding.
Yeah.
Their wedding was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was on an alpaca farm.
Do you remember you telling me about that? Yep.
There was alpacas everywhere. For our bridal party pictures, they let them loose and they ran around us as both.
They were taking photos?
Yeah.
That's wild. But yeah, something classy.
Yeah, I have one of my favorite pictures of my dad is him next to an alpaca and he has the bunny ears behind it. It's so good.
That is good.
I think that's his picture in my phone.
Really? Mm-hmm. What would you want your wedding to look like?
Like venue or experience?
Like anything.
I love like a big open venue.
Yep.
I don't know. I do know. I'm playing hard to get.
Oh, okay.
No. I do love like some sort of like mountain venue.
Yep.
Not necessarily that it has to be in the mountains, but has the view of the mountains.
Backdrop kind of thing.
But big open area, and I don't like anytime that it's like a congested area. It's like,
yeah,
I don't do well with that. I don't want to feel like we're all on top of each other. What kind of like colors and like?
Oh God, don't ask me colors. You know that.
What kind of like theme? You know, like for what people are wearing.
I don't want people showing up in a polo, but I also don't want people showing up in a tuxedo. I want it classy, not black tie, not business casual.
There's no in between that.
Yeah, like formal.
Yeah.
Under black tie.
Yeah.
Like I liked Kyle and Gabby's.
Yes.
I think that was very, very classy.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't want tuxedos. That's just my thing. I think suits are something that I would want. Navy blue suit. Love a good navy blue suit. As for colors and arrange, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Blue and yellow?
Would you let me pick out your suit?
To a degree, yeah. I mean, if we're like, hey, you're going to be wearing a navy blue suit, absolutely. If you're like, I'm going to pick the color and it's like fuchsia or something, I'll probably be like, no. Granted, I don't know what color you would pick. I think you would pick like a navy blue or something, but...
That's crazy.
Yeah, no.
Fuchsia.
I don't even know what color that is. I just feel like it's bright.
Yeah, like pink.
Yeah, no. Also, food. What kind of food would you want?
Like, are you talking like plated?
Yeah.
I don't know. My two of my favorite weddings is my sister's and then my cousin Kara's.
Yeah.
Two incredible. And Kara had a plated.
Yeah.
Katie had she had tacos, but they were catered. They were so good.
Yeah, it's kind of like what Pete and Lori did. They had like, it was kind of like a buffet, but it wasn't seated. It was like snacky foods. They had like sliders and chicken tenders and fries. Like I love that. The best wedding food I ever had was for a coworker, and they had chicken cordon bleu. It was so good. It was so good.
I hate that.
Good. Yeah, no, I know that'll never happen, but
that's so disgusting to me.
Yeah. But I also love like a late night snack where they bring in something like greasy, nasty. Love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm with that. Katie and Justin had pizza.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, no.
So here's the real question. Open bar or no open bar?
No open bar.
Shoot. Okay.
I don't know. I also like the concept of like, I don't know.
As a patron to a wedding, love an open bar.
Of course.
Love an open bar.
I
The thought of paying for an open bar, don't know what it costs. I know it's a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Because at the Pete and Lori's wedding, a guy I went to high school with was bartending, and he would literally have like drinks ready in the fridge, and would see me and just like.
I wouldn't be opposed to like having like beer and wine.
Yep.
Open.
Yep.
And
or
then a cash liquor bar. I've seen that.
I've seen that, and I've also seen like you pick a mixed drink, I pick a mixed drink, and we call it something. Those are also included. I love that idea too.
Yeah. What would you have? What would you pick?
I'd be simple. Probably like a Captain and Ginger Ale.
Hmm.
And you know what I'd name it?
What?
The Whistle Pig.
What is wrong with you?
Because people usually like name it after their dogs and stuff.
Nobody names it after their dogs.
I've seen that before.
They usually name it after them.
Whistle Pig.
And it's not going to be the Whistle Pig.
Well, what would
and
you...
that's also a type of whiskey.
I know. What would you
So
have for your mixed drink, or what would you have for your drink?
I don't know, because I don't drink mixed drinks.
Right.
I'm a beer girl.
Well, you also like a good marg.
I do like a marg. I would probably either do a sangria or a spicy marg.
Mm.
Those would probably be my two.
Yeah. I like it.
I don't know. I have like an image in my head of what I want it to look like, but it's the same thing. It's like, it's not going to be like a schedule of like this.
Right.
This. Like, I want it to like flow.
Yep.
And I don't want people to be waiting around,
right,
dicking around.
Yep.
I just like...
Also, good amount of time to dance. Don't rush me. I don't want to be rushed dancing. I hate when I'm getting in the groove and it's like, last song. And it's like, what? I'm just loosening up my hips. Let me shake what my mama gave me.
That's crazy.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting how people... Like, next week, we were invited to a wedding. We can't go because of a tournament.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see how that goes.
Yeah. I love weddings.
Yeah.
And what I really like about weddings, especially like Ben and Sammy's, we're staying there.
Yeah.
I love the thought of not having to be like, oh, time to call an Uber or time to get a ride, and then it's a half hour, 40 minutes, wherever you're going. I love being able to be like, all right, that was awesome, and you just walk to your room. I love that. Love that.
You better start streaming a hell of a lot more.
But no, we're excited. Summer's coming up.
Yeah.
We're in the groove. Still a little cloudy, less rain, no thunder. Starting to brighten up in the BK lives.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Bo got a haircut.
He looks good. First time he's actually looked good with a haircut.
It's usually like a couple of days where I'm just like caught off guard by him because he's freaking me out.
Yeah, sometimes they just shave him too short.
Well, he just, like, if anybody has a dog that they get a haircut, it's just like, you drop him off, you're like, oh my god, I love you so much, bye. You pick him up and you're like, you're not my dog.
Yeah.
It's like a shell shock.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's a freak dog, and he also gets weird when he has his haircut.
He does.
He has two personalities with his hair long and his hair short.
Yeah.
And he's a freak for both.
Fresh air is freaking him out.
Yeah.
But yeah, things are moving. Things are grooving. Things are happening.
Yeah.
But happy Saturday. Thank you for joining us.
Is that it?
Oh yeah, we're already at an hour.
Wow.
Time flies when you're having fun. But make sure you're following us on all the platforms: Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Twitch. Like, follow, subscribe, comment, share, download. Do everything you can to help us out. We appreciate you. We love you. We'll be live next weekend.
No, we won't be.
We won't be live next weekend. We'll probably have either an earlier one or recording something, but we will have something for y'all.
Well, we might be live. It just is a matter of when we're live.
Right.
Because that will be... I have a huge tournament. It's one of our major tournaments next weekend. And Sunday, we go very late into the evening. And I can guarantee you when I get home, the last thing that I'm going to want to do is speak.
Right.
So I'll probably go in the room, shower, crawl into bed, and say, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
But we might be able to go live on Saturday night next week. If not, we'll pre-record it and have it posted. Just remember to shoot us a follow, shoot us a like, tell your friends, tell your boss, tell the strangers on the side of the street to listen. Also, write into our Discord, write into our social media platforms. Tell us what you want us to talk about other than our dark cloud of a month that we've been having. But make sure that you write into us, ask us questions, give us topics, tell us what we're doing good, and tell us what you need us to do better.
Absolutely.
But yeah, follow us on all the platforms.
Do the things. We love you a ton, and we'll have some more information about next weekend's podcast. We'll definitely keep you in the loop. But any last words, Kenneth?
Love ya. Bye.
Y'all be good now.
This has been the BK Lounge Podcast with Burt and Kenny. We hope you enjoyed your time diving deep in on wild topics, listening to crazy stories, and hanging out with us. We'll see you next week live on Twitch. Be sure to check out our website for all our social links at www.thebkloungepod.com. Y'all be good now, and we'll see you next time.